I'm currently stood here with former world champion, Frank Bruno. We're going to be going onto the stage soon, Frank, talking about your life and your career. You've had a very illustrious career, but done so much and you're still doing so much. I want to ask you a few questions about your personal life and about boxing. So, who was your toughest opponent and why?
The toughest opponent, I think, was Mike Tyson.
For what reason?
Witherspoon. Mike Tyson and Witherspoon.
They're the two toughest opponents, definitely. Okay, what advice would you give young boxers who are starting out today?
What advice would I train hard, live clean, do the right things, and you never know.
Looking back at your career, would you have done anything differently in your boxing career, and what would you have done?
I don't know if you've done anything differently. I trained very, very hard. I looked after myself. Just went in there, and you know what I mean. I had 45 fights, lost 5 to 5 champions, and I had 38 knockouts, and just try my best. Can't do no more than that.
Exactly, that's a great message.
No problem.
What inspired you to speak publicly about your mental health?
What inspired me? I see a lot of people suffering there. When I've got sectioned for about 5-6 times, I see people suffering in there. It's sad to see, you know. So I just had to speak out about it. And
it's a real epidemic as well at the moment, is mental health, isn't it? Especially with men.
It's mental health week, month, important for people if they're going through mental things, you know what I mean? Some people hide it and run away from it or whatever. Try and face it. Just be tough and fight your way through it. You know, it's not an easy thing to do.
Absolutely right. And do you know what you've done? You're an inspiration to all, to many, many people.
Cheers.
What was the most memorable fight of your career and why?
Against Oliver McCall winning the World Championship. Because I've been trying for years, and I fought some Bone Crusher Smith, Tim Witherspoon, Mike Tyson, and a lot of them, you know what I mean? So I tried to get it there and eventually got it at the end. And
there's a very sort of cliche but real life message there about getting knocked down and trying over and over again. And that's the same with mental health as well, isn't it?
I wanted to at least tick my name. I wasn't world champion for that long, but at the end of the day I got it on paper and it's there in history.
Who is your current favourite boxer and why?
I think Daniel Dubois, or what his name?
Yeah, he's brilliant.
He's very Conor Ben, Chris Eubank's son.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good fighters out there, you know.
They had an absolutely astonishing fight last week. It was amazing. You were actually there. I watched it on the pay-per-view.
I was there.
But right. What was it like live? Was it even better?
Atmosphere. Yeah, it was good fight, toe to toe, clip to clips, and
the anticipation that built up, especially in the 12th round, the last round, man. They were just going at each other.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was a good fight. Absolutely fantastic. And finally, we're here tonight in Dereham, in Norfolk.
Right.
Have you got anything that you want to say to the people of Norfolk and those that are supporting the charities tonight, which are NARS and Jesse's Anchor?
Sorry, I'm ill, and I had to stay in hospital for about a week, 10 days, and I should have been here when the place was packed and whatever, but I'm here now.
But you had a very good reason for that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was very ill.
There was
very ill. I don't know what happened, food poisoning, a bug, I don't know, but it weren't nice.
Yeah, and apparently I read in the news that you actually feared for your own life. Is that correct?
I did fear for my own life because I got up and I didn't wonder where am I supposed to be in Thailand, and you know what I mean. It was very strange, but I didn't know what was happening. You know, it's like my brain shut off. I didn't know what was going on.
Absolutely.
Eventually I pulled through it, and thank God, you know.
Frank Bruno, pleasure. Thank you.
No problem, boss.